Hello survivors! Thanks for tuning in. My name is Radu and I will be showing you today what you can expect from the next update. We will be talking about the brand new game menu design, the redesigned time flow system, the new island type, and of course the new waves mechanics. Before we begin, I would like to say hello to all survivors, especially to Lady Southwark, who kindly asked me to make this something pretty with the cherry on top, but I'm not that sure about the prettiness of this, so the least I can give you is the cherry on top and hope you enjoy it. One more thing, if you would like this new update to be a surprise for you, please switch to another video now. Thank you. I don't want to spoil anything for you. So let's dive straight into the new game menu. When you start a new game, you will go through a couple of steps to set the exact parameters you wish. Now click on single player and then on new. In the first tab, you can select the game mode. Currently, only sandbox is available, with story mode to be released soon. I know we tend to use the word soon a lot, and in this case I can confirm that story mode is in development as we speak. We can now continue to the next page by either clicking on the arrows here or by clicking on the tab directly, whichever one you wish. This page shows the world settings. You can preview your starter island straight on this page. You can regenerate a random seed by pressing here. You see, the island will change. Or you can customize it or view it in full screen. You can also enter a seed number if you have one. Some of the survivors have shared different seeds on our Discord channel, so please go check that out. To enter a custom seed, please click here and type in the seed you've got. If you have one, I will just see if this recognizes a new seed and click on save. See, the island changed straight away. So let's click view starter island in full screen. As you can see, you have the usual controls that you're already used to. So you use left click to look around and the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Please mind that if you're using a controller, your controls might be different. From here, you can still regenerate a new seed or open the customizer. I will click on Customized starter island. I will select my preferred settings. Let's say I want a coconut island that is mini and click save. Photo mode down here is grayed out at the moment and we are planning to add this in a future update. We can now click on back and move on to the next tab to select the difficulty. This time I will click on next. Here you will see that we are planning to implement a whole new set of settings. Currently the standard ones are available and we are already working on implementing a creative mode, player roles and game pace. We will talk about this more once we're closer to implementing them. So the only game type you can select at the moment is survival with creative in the making. The difficulty can be chosen as you wish. The role, at the moment there's no preference, but soon you'll be able to use base builder or explorer depending on what you prefer or depending on the type of game you prefer to play. We'll provide more details what this means exactly once we release the features, and the game pace will be random with realistic and easy start. Moving to the next tab, we have the usual character settings, where at the moment you can select David with Gabriel still in the making, and then the normal attributes with running, swimming, diving, strength and endurance. The next tab is the climate tab, which means environment, weather and so on. You can still select the latitude here and the season. You can change the temperature, you can change the wind, and you can still change the rain. The last tab is called tweaks. This tab came to life during our summer holidays. You might think we went on holidays to relax, but actually we couldn't stop thinking about Escape the Pacific. We have big plans with these settings, and for the time being we can only share what is available now. You can activate or deactivate certain aspects of the game and customize it further to your liking. The perks down here is still work in progress and not fully set in stone yet, so please keep an eye on future updates about this. You can deactivate sharks and activate sharks, and you can do the same for pirate ships. Now you can click on Start Game and enjoy Escape the Pacific. Please note that all settings are set to default by default, meaning that I will go back to explain this one. Meaning that you can go to single player, click on New, and click straight away on Start Game. In this case, the game will start with the default settings. If you do this, I recommend at least customizing the starter island to make sure you have a beautiful island that you like playing on. I will leave you to explore the rest of the menu yourself. If you find something that doesn't look right, please let us know either on the Steam forums or on Discord. Discord works best for us, and we will do our best to be more active on Steam too. Before we move on to the next feature, since this is a brand new format for ourselves, please drop us a comment below how you like it, what you think about this, and we will do our best to publish more of this. I will personally reply to all of the comments, so go ahead and drop us one. Please smash that like button, subscribe and activate that notification bell so we can let you know when the next video is up. Feature number 2 is the time flow system. Many of you survivors reported issues regarding how the time flows, that sometimes it can speed up randomly and then it goes back to normal and it messes up your entire gameplay. So we looked into our code base of nearly 300,000 lines of codes and discovered a couple of things that we thought we could do better. What we did is we redesigned the entire time flow system. Let's go back to the climate tab so I can showcase this. If you remember from the past game versions, there was an option here called time flow, where you could choose between 2 hours, 3 hours, days, and so on. I can't even remember what the options were. We have removed that setting, and here's why. Escape the Pacific now has a 24-hour time flow running in the background, which means that one day in game will last 24 real hours. However, when performing an action like building a base, each hit with the hammer will advance the time forward by 5 minutes. This can be best noticed by the jumping shadow of your player character. This new system not only declutters the code, but it also enables the survivors to play the game at their own pace. Again, if you discover any performed action that doesn't advance the time, please let us know either in the comments below, Steam forum, or Discord. I will show you now a quick example on how that works. And by the way, if you click on profiles, you can open your profiles menu, where you can select from one of your 4 profiles. I will select this one and then I click on load profile, and you see it's loaded in here. I cannot continue because I was on the new game page, so I have to go on load, and let's say I load this save. Here we are in the game where I will show you how the new time flow works. Just pay attention to my shadow that will jump with each hit. You see? So that's an advancement of the time in game by 5 minutes. The bigger or the more strength the action requires, the more the time will jump forward. For example, if you cut down a bush, the shadow will only jump by a couple like 1 or 2 minutes, maybe half the time of how it jumps when you cut down a tree. Okay, so if you cut down a big tree in a forest, the shadow might jump even more, you see? So the bigger the action, the more the time, the higher the time value that will move forward. So let's go back to the next feature. The next new feature is the new island type. We got some feedback from you survivors that collecting salt is sometimes hard, and many of you find it very easy. However, we would like everyone to enjoy Escape the Pacific, so we added salt mines to the game. And before you get super excited about this, it's not the type of salt mines that you would expect, because back in the days, salt mines looked a small bit different. Let me show you what I mean exactly by going back to the island preview window and opening the customizer. We are back in the game menu. We click on New Game, click on the World tab, and View Starter Island in full screen. Let's click on Customize Starter Island. You can now find a new island of type Mangrove, and it comes in 2 different sizes. Click Mangrove, you can have it small or medium. Please only select medium if your machine can handle it. I set mine to medium and click on Save. I will scroll a small bit in, and as you can see, this island only has mangrove trees. You can use this island, or you can sail to this type of island if it's not your starter island, and harvest salt from each fully grown tree. They provide salt as usual every 24 hours like any other mangrove tree in our Pacific. And please note that only the full grown trees provide salt. Since this is again the first iteration of a new feature, we kindly ask you to provide us with feedback so we can improve it. The final feature is the shore waves mechanics. Many of you asked us if we could make the waves look a small bit prettier. So we looked into that and managed to develop a first iteration of new shore waves, where the waves form a foam at the top depending on the height, and the height is influenced by the wind. This foam can be best observed during windy or even stormy conditions. Here's a before and after image from the game engine so you can better understand what I'm trying to explain. And speaking of which, we still didn't manage to fix the issue where the waves or the ocean water pops through the ground in some situations, as you can see here. However, this new mechanics opens to us a whole new set of opportunities. For example, setting sail during stormy or windy conditions could now become a small bit more difficult, because the wind will impact the height of the waves, and the height of the waves will now impact the raft a small bit more. This is a very complex and intertwined system that I can't really showcase now. There are tens and tens of factors that can influence the waves, and it's best for you to experience this yourself. So let us know in the comments below, and maybe on Discord, how you find it. In the future, this could be tied straight into the sailing skill, where sailing could become more difficult or easier depending on the achieved sailing skill. And that's it, survivors of the Pacific. Thanks for watching. Please continue providing us feedback and suggestions, because at the end of the day, we are gamers too, and we wish to develop a game that you love playing. Thank you, and I will see you next time. So if you want to please smash that. For me to explain this better, let's go back to the climate tab and